Hello, everyone. This week we're working on time. Today, in this video, we're working on telling time, whether it's AM or PM, and we're going to be talking about elapsed time. Our essential question, how do I use and tell time? I can tell time using AM and PM. Let's practice counting to 60 by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. Before we start, let's do a quick review. When reading a clock, the long hand tells us the minutes and the short hand tells us the hour. Let's look at a clock. What time is it? The short hand is on the 10 and the long hand is on the 2. So that means it is 10:10. Is it AM or PM? Emma's alarm clock woke her up at 7 o'clock this morning. How do I show that it is 7 in the morning and not night? There are 24 hours in one day. Each day is divided into 2 parts. Each part is 12 hours long. These parts are called AM and PM. The first part of the day goes from midnight to noon. This part of the day is called the morning. We call this part AM. The second part of the day goes from noon to midnight. This part of the day is afternoon and evening. We call this part PM. Emma's alarm clock woke her up at 7 o'clock this morning. Did her alarm clock wake her up at 7 o'clock AM or 7 o'clock PM? The alarm clock woke her up at 7 o'clock AM. All right, let's work on another one. The Jackson family ate dinner at 6:30. Did they eat dinner at 6:30 AM or 6:30 PM? Remember, morning is AM, evening is PM. So the Jackson family ate dinner at 6:30 PM. One more. George got ready for bed at 9 o'clock. Did he get ready for bed at 9 o'clock AM or 9 o'clock PM? Did he get ready for bed in the morning or in the evening? George got ready for bed at 9 o'clock PM. All right, let's move on to elapsed time. What is elapsed time? Since elapsed means to pass or go by, elapsed time is the time that has passed or has gone by. Elapsed time is the difference between a beginning time and an end time. Elapsed time can be measured in seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months. Elapsed time can even be measured in years, decades, or centuries. Centuries are 100 years. Let's practice converting our time measurements. So 60 seconds equals 1 minute, 60 minutes equals 1 hour, and 24 hours equals 1 day. All right, let's practice. Allie woke up at 7 o'clock AM. She leaves her house at 7:30 AM. How long does it take her to get ready? It took Allie 30 minutes or half an hour to get ready. The easiest way to find out how much time has passed is by skip counting by fives. So as you can see, between the 12 and the 1 is 5 minutes. Between each number is 5 minutes. So let's skip count until we get to 7:30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It took her 30 minutes to get ready. Let's practice another one. Each Monday, Ms. Taylor walks her class to art at 10:30 a.m. After art, they go to the library to check out books. They return to their classroom at 11:30 a.m. How long are Ms. Taylor's students away from their classroom on Monday mornings? The question is asking us to figure out how much time is between 10:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Let's look at these two clocks. There's one thing I notice, and it's the long hand. It does not change. It stays the same. The only thing that's changing is the shorthand. On the first one, the shorthand is on the 10, which means it's 10:30. And on the second clock, the shorthand is on the 11, which means it's 11:30. So between 10:30 and 11:30, there's only 1 hour difference. The first thing we need to do when we are trying to figure out how much time has passed is figure out what time it is on both of the clocks first. So in the blue clock, the shorthand is on the 12 and the longhand is on the 6. So that means it is 12 and then we count each number by 5 to get to the 6. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. In the blue clock, it is 12:30 p.m. or lunchtime. In the purple clock, the shorthand is on the 1 and the longhand is on the 12. Super easy. I know that the shorthand is the hour hand, so it is 1. And when the longhand is on the 12, that's like saying 0. So it is 1 o'clock p.m. So between 12:30 and 1 o'clock, we see that this longhand moves from the 6 up to the 12. So we can count by 5s until we get to 12. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30 minutes have passed between 12:30 and 1. Good, let's move on. All right, let's move on to the last one. First thing we need to do is figure out what time is showing on the clock. So let's look at the blue one. The shorthand is on the 6 and the longhand is on the 12. So the shorthand is telling us that the hour is 6 and the longhand is pointing to the 12, which is like 0. So it is 6 o'clock. Let's move on to the purple one. The shorthand or the hour hand is telling us it is 7. Now we need to figure out how many minutes we are into the 7 o'clock. So let's count. Remember, we're going to start at 12 because 12 is like saying 0. So let's count by 5s until we get to the 6. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that means that the time is 7:30. Let's compare the two times. So we have 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is 1 hour after 6 o'clock. And then we need to add in the 30 more minutes. So it would be 1 hour and 30 minutes have passed. All right, great job, guys. Don't forget to go and watch Miss Gullett's video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.